Alright, so let's see exactly. As I said, this is during the events of Amending Fences, and it's supposedly where Starlight is quote unquote reformed.
This looks
So,
awfully short.
it is a bit of a short and sweet one. Yeah, I figured we'd take it easy tonight, so see with all
Alright.
that's happening. Okay, so what?
Go ahead.
Alright, so here we go, and let's have a nice old night after all that's happened. This is If You Can't Beat 'Em by Horizon. It was so unfair, Twilight thought, as she rocked back and forth, dividing her attention between the sullen unicorn at her table and the one across the room. Oh. So this is that instance where she does see Starlight in the background. The scene in the Canterlot Cafe didn't need any help reaching peak awkwardness, yet more and more of it kept going, getting dumped in her hooves, while tiny doe-eyed waifs in Nigeria were spending their... Nigeria? Okay. Nigeria were spending their fawnhoods entirely bereft of it. Why, the spare awkwardness in this room alone could provide thousands of them, with the unforgettable experience of grinding their school play to a halt by tripping and falling off the stage. Interesting way of putting it. You going solid on me, dude?
No?
I must be hearing things. Slumber 101? I've read that, Moon Dancer muttered. And the others glanced back and forth, their forced smiles adding a few more kilowitzes to the equestrian awkwardness trade deficit. Okay, I think we get it. It's fucking awkward. Oh! Twilight chuckled, then stood up from her chair, staring across the cafe at awkward problem number 2. Girls, will you excuse me for one teeny tiny moment? Whatever, Moon Dancer grumbled, and Twilight was already in motion as the unicorn stabbed her fork into a carrot. Oh boy, I wonder how this is gonna go.
Alright. Read on.
Twilight marched to the table at the far side of the room, then stomped her hoof down on Starlight Glimmer's menu, crumpling it to the table. Listen, she murmured, staring coldly into the ex-cult leader's eyes. Don't think I don't see you, or that I don't know what's up. Your villainy is peerless, you have your revenge, yada yada yada, but I am right in the middle of a major friendship problem right now, so you're just going to have to wait your damn turn.
Wow. I like this.
Starlight stared back innocently, then broke into a smile. Villain? Me? Twilight ground her teeth. Don't play dumb. We freed a town of ponies from your tyranny, and you escaped with an unresolved plot arc.
Breaking the fourth wall.
Starlight held up a hoof, then pointed at the floor under hoof, where an adorable puppy was glancing up at them, flagrantly unkicked. Then pointed to the table behind her, where 2 smiling parents were watching their tiny foal contentedly suck on a piece of sugar candy. Then to the empty table just to their left, where a little "back in a minute, see" sign stood next to the solar tiara, the alicorn amulet, floor plans for Canterlot Castle, and Princess Celestia's diary.
What?
I don't have any clue either. Starlight looked back at Twilight and smiled. I'm reformed now, and I'm just here for dinner. Twilight's mouth opened and closed. She stared at the empty table. Starlight cleared her throat, smiling a little wider. Twilight forced her gaze back at the ex-cult leader. Sorry, what? I said I'm reformed. Really? So just pretend I'm not here and have a wonderful time. Starlight's smile somehow grew, making her resemble nothing so much as a land shark with a toilet paper tube taped to its forehead. Interesting metaphor?
Quite.
Twilight narrowed her eyes. Okay, you know what? No. That story's as fishy as a land shark with a toilet paper tube taped to its forehead.
Okay, well, I thought Pinkie Pie's supposed to be doing the fourth wall breaking.
Apparently not, according to this fanfiction. Why don't you tell me your actual plan, and then I can get to fooling it after dinner? Oh, I couldn't possibly, Starlight said. Dr. Horrible said that there would be a sign of relapse. Dr. Horrible? My villain reform therapist. Just between you and me, I don't think he's very good.
As in Dr. Horrible sing-along blog?
I have no idea.
I should probably stream that if I can get a hold of it.
One of Twilight's eyes twitched. But I'm willing to give his theory of a monologue plot is just a cry for attention a try. Starlight leaned forward and chid on four hooves. So how did your Yak-Yakistan summit go?
Go fuck yourself.
Ugh! Twilight rolled and stormed off. Starlight calmly watched Twilight's retreat, then picked her menu back up and ominously resumed scanning through the list of appetizers. She said. Then the smirk dropped away from her muzzle as she realized Twilight was glaring at her from across the room. She coughed, slapped herself on the pastern, and forced herself to pat the puppy. When Moondancer dashed outside, Twilight followed, but took a detour to Starlight's table one more time, pointing a hoof at her eyes and then shriveling it toward the unicorn.
I'm watching you.
Watching you. Starlight met the glare with a sweet smile. For long seconds after Twilight's departure, she stared at the door, then tucked her menu under her plate and made a beeline for the exit. A few minutes later, Princess Celestia sat back down. Hey, where did my diary go?
Oh boy.
God dang it. If you remember what Celestia did in the last fanfiction part we read, yeah.
Wait, which ones?
The second chapter of Pinky and Sonata's Excellent Adventure.
Short attention span?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Anyways, Starlight was reading a newspaper at the Ponyville train station when Twilight stalked over to her. Reformed my cute purple plot. Starlight glanced up cheerfully. Fancy meeting you here, princess. I quadruple-checked your alibi after fixing Moondancer's friendship problem. Then I realized you had to be lying. Twilight leveled an accusatory hoof. We never blasted you with rainbows. Really?
Well, it worked with Sunset.
True that.
And a lot of other ponies as well.
Starlight hurriedly set down the newspaper and held her hooves up. Oh no! I self-reformed!
Self-help books are only as good as toilet paper.
Twilight slowly raised one eyebrow. Applejack told her she wants her stick back. Yeah. Starlight floated a stack of photos out from her saddlebags. Oh boy. It was the obvious choice once I studied your history. I mean, look at what happened to Discord. She held up a photo of a stone statue. T-Rex, an emaciated figure in a dark Stygian jail. Sombra, an irregular smudge on a snowfield. Seriously, the more I researched, the more impressed I got. You're like some sort of invincible vengeance goddess.
She gets pissed, and she has to deal with that.
I don't think she wants to deal with you, Starlight.
Not unless you want to be that similar smudge on the grounds of Ponyville, now would we?
I guess I should grant you that one, Twilight said. So what are you doing here? The land shark's smile immediately returned to Starlight's muzzle. Oh, I'm just catching a train. Twilight frowned. Oh, I'm just working on my tan. Twilight glanced around the empty skies at the edge of a Cloudsdale and frowned a little harder.
Oh, she must be going places.
Oh, I'm just collecting field data for my Masters in Applied Monsterology. Twilight glanced around the deepest, darkest Everfree and frowned extra hard.
Next!
And that's literally, the next one translates to, I've been studying Japanese. Twilight glanced around the Imperial Dragon Palace and frowned with the force of 1,000,000 normal frowns.
Japanese in a dragon palace? Where?
Oh, get this one. Oh, I just got lost after that left turn at Albuquerque. Really? She made a Bugs Bunny reference?
Is it sad that I know what that is, too?
Yeah. I knew I should have taken that left turn at Albuquerque.
Anyways, where did Twilight...
Twilight glanced around the submarine, deep in the Mariana Trench, and frowned times infinity.
Mariana Trench? Jesus, that's deep.
Oh, get this. Oh, I just thought, like, Twilight's frown divided by 0 and fell over into rage. That is it! She screamed, voice echoing through the inexplicably thick atmosphere of the crater-pitted wasteland of Saturn's 6th largest What?
Oh, Jesus!
Wow. Her horn flared with the light of an enthusiastic supernova, tearing a hole in the fabric of space-time. Starlight's smile vanished. Wait! Not a villain! Twilight grabbed her magicule clamped down on her muzzle. Save it! I figured out your plan. She leaned in, finally allowing herself a smirk of her own. You realize you didn't have a chance of facing me directly, so you devised a plan to annoy me to death. Starlight's
That's pretty
eyes
effective.
Yeah. Starlight's eyes widened. She shouted as she was cast out of reality. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Twilight let out a long breath, then sealed up the hole. Good riddance. Wow.
Anyway, that was a quick series finale. My Little Pony. Credits play.
The blissful silence was shattered moments later as Celestia walked by, sipping from a juice box.
What?
Oh, hello, Twilight. Fancy meeting you here. Twilight jumped. Celestia, what are you doing here? Oh, I just thought I'd drop by to give Starlight some moral support. Celestia shrugged, then glanced around the empty, barren rockscape. Huh. I really expected her to be shadowing you again. I guess she finally worked up the nerve to ask you for your autograph? Twilight froze. No, but she was totally the one who stole your diary. The end.
Oh, that was short, sweet, and nice. Oh,
yes, that's
okay.
certainly one way of dealing with a quality horse.
It certainly beats time traveling.